Hey, what is going on, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Rage, and we are back today with the weekly reset that's happening today. Typically, I like to make these at the start of every week in preparation for all the events that are coming and that are also turning over, as this game typically has new events and whatnot changing over. So this is really a good reminder for all you guys to cover, making sure all your checkboxes are obviously insured. And again, we like to crush these events completely free to play. So if you find these videos helpful, please make sure you hit that like button and give the channel a sub for future videos just like this. So first and foremost, let's talk about the ones that are wrapping up, so that way, in case you're not aware, we can take advantage of them. And let's talk about the new ones that are actually starting over today as well. First and foremost, check the milestone events. They're trying to phase these out right now to situate everything over to the command center, but if you guys were involved in Cosmic Crucible over the weekend, make sure you make sure you select this milestone here, because this allows you to claim actually everything that's been earned. It doesn't automatically generate like that. As you can see, we still have one more milestone remaining, but it's just a nice little extra freebie here that you can take advantage of. But again, you have to actually select into the milestone to claim, and as you can see, at time recording, 16 hours remaining. We have only 4 days left for the Race to X there. Also as well, this Songbird Burst event, which has been super easy. Essentially just using your Blitz with Thunderbolts. And the rest of it's really the pay-to-play aspect. And yeah, that's pretty much the entirety of what's happening here. But I also want to pivot over here real quickly to the events, because what we had started this past weekend was actually the Escape from Kiln event, the Freedom Spire. So you see here, there's only 1 day, 17 hours remaining, so you still have a little bit of time, but this is a really good event to go through, especially if you have some of the medic teams and characters built up already. And again, if you're able to go through all the way, there's a lot of training materials and gold that you can take advantage of. So make sure you guys check that out. I have videos actually for every single cell, so I'll link that below if you guys are stuck on a certain cell. Maybe that can give you some reference and guide as you can watch the gameplay to see how I was able to get through it as well. I think that pretty much covers in terms of what's wrapping up, aside from also Quasar's red event, the red stars are being available. Remember, this is expected to recur every single month for the rest of this Harbinger event for his main chapter 1. So although this one's wrapping up, we do expect this to come back at some point this month as well. So rest assured, there's gonna be some more opportunities for red stars. For Quasar, I was away on vacation, so I couldn't really make the gameplay for that, but that's definitely something I'm gonna be planning to do once that returns here. Having said that, guys, I also want to quickly talk about now what is going to be changing over here in terms of the new events. Let's talk about the big one here. Usually the new strike passes does reset, so what you'll see tomorrow, and obviously my objectives haven't reset yet because you can see time recording, there's still a few more hours before it does, but you're going to see all your daily objectives loaded here. Do not claim this until the strike pass actually resets, because that way you can actually get a head start. I don't need to even complete these ones because of the fact that this strike pass is already completed, so we essentially can just wait for this to turn over into the new one and then claim the daily objectives, and that's going to give us a nice little head start there. Aside from that, then I don't need to waste my campaign or ISO 8 energy, because that can actually be utilized for future events. Speaking of campaign energy, there is a big one that's starting here. This Accursed Rain event is going to be a leaderboard, and remember, leaderboards do come back every 2 weeks, so it's a rare opportunity for us to compete with other players. But as well, there's actually going to be gear tier 20 pieces in addition to the Accursed Diamond Orb fragment. So if you preview this here, checking out the scoring, I mean, there's only a couple ways that you can actually get points here. You either pay to get the Shadow King Diamond Orbs, or you can spend campaign energy as well as earning these Hellflare Orb fragments directly from arena rankings. So really, you're going to be doing well in this event by 2 ways. If you have a lot of campaign energy hoarded, like myself, which I've been doing for months now because there hasn't really been a reason to spend campaign energy. And number 2, if you've been doing well in arena as well, staying in the top 10, top 20, you're actually going to get arena orb fragments getting rewarded. So right now it's too early to say here because obviously the event hasn't loaded yet, but what you'll see here in the ranking is that the orb fragments will get added here in the daily rewards, and then you're going to be competing with players every single day for that payout, and that's ultimately what's going to be adding to the leaderboard. So this is going to be a pretty competitive one, because there's really going to be only 2 ways to access this without paying, right? Campaign energy as well as the power cores, the daily rankings that you're getting from arena. And again, like I said, there's rewards to be had across the board, but what you want to be focusing in on is obviously some of these rankings here, because with it being Mystic Gear, this is a good opportunity to capitalize on as much as you can for 2 reasons. One, to build Odin as high as you can, because he's a huge asset for all game modes and still remains to be one of the most powerful characters in the game. And secondly, if you want to build up characters for Age of X, working your way to Professor Xavier, Mystic Gear is needed for some of those notable tunes. And as you can see here, there's also some of these Accursed Diamond fragments, so that's gonna be nice there to obviously add up for this new team that's joining Marvel Strike Force here. So those are kind of the big events, guys. We have the Cosmic War stuff that we've already been familiar with in the last week. Haven't touched on it because obviously I've been away. But you can see here, essentially, just playing war battles, playing crucible battles, in addition to using Starjammers, as well as I believe Absolute A-Force is also adding points here. Yep, you can see there. So just making sure those two teams are on deck so you can use them. I do believe, though, that you can use them on offense or defense, if I'm not mistaken. I think I saw that in the block. So just caution that if you do have them on defense, make sure you're actually slotting them in so you're getting points one way or the other. And there's obviously intel to be had here, but as well, it is your alliance participation there with the Daily War and Crucible when those opportunities do become available. That pretty much concludes what's kind of be happening here in terms of the new events, guys. Aside from that, there is the return of Shadow King, right? So if you guys haven't capitalized on his shards here, I may or may not do another update video on this. I feel like I've been doing this every single month, but to be honest, not much has changed with Shadow King. You know, you still need both the Illuminati team as well as, I believe, Annihilators, and my memory serves me right here, to push through. But the good news is you don't actually need to do all 10 nodes. You can actually get it done with the 9, depending on the number of packs that you have activated. So I'll probably do some sort of refresh update if there's any new characters that we can utilize. And then yeah, that's pretty much from an event standpoint, guys. Battle World does return as well. This is the one instance that it does. Remember, it usually happens once a month, so no shards are going to become available once again. That's a good opportunity to take advantage of that. And then aside from that, from a new character standpoint, we had Helverine joining last week. Again, missed it because of the fact that I was away, but we do have the Hood here also joining actually in a couple of days here on June 12th. So he's going to be at some point later on this week. Remember, coming in the way that other characters have been added, which is in the way of power cores. And as well, obviously, you can see here, he's going to be that global mystic blaster for the team. And again, they're a Cosmic Crucible focused team, so just something to be mindful of there. You're planning to build them up, but because they're part of Chapter 1, there's probably going to be some future game modes that require this team, as we kind of seen with what's happening with Thunderbolts as well as Vigilante, both being raid teams. That's pretty much in a nutshell what's happening, guys. Let me know what you think, comments below. You know, this hopefully was a good overview for you to see what's coming up in terms of events. And just last but not least, remember to check your guys' command center. They've been moving everything here, so it's been interesting. It's been a learning curve, but just making sure that you're checking both the monthly side as well as the weekly for these daily as well as weekly things that you need to be doing to ensure that you're actually hitting all these points across the board to maximize the opportunities for rewards. They're not hard by any means. For example, everything you're doing for Quasar shards, but just making sure you're following it to a T, right? Playing Crucible, winning Crucible battles, making sure that you're finding these Hellfire Reef Claws. Week 5, we got it. The Cloak of Dormammu is obviously coming for week 6 and so forth, and that's going to allow you to maximize on what's happening here with the events and ultimately get more shards of Quasar. But at the very bottom is really just more intel and additional negative zone orb fragments. So that in a nutshell is what's happening, guys. Let me know what you think in comments below. Thank you for your time as always. And again, I'll link my Escape from Kiln Freedom Spire event, guys, if you guys are stuck on certain cells as well. I'll catch you guys in the next one.